Lukey,
Hey.
welcome back.
How's things, mate?
Good, man. We are on the Multiplay podcast, and welcome to everyone. Of course, it's Doc and Luke back together. I've done a couple on my own for the last few times. I am wearing pants. I'm just lifting my... We're live on YouTube right now as well, by the way. It looks like I'm not wearing pants. I'm wearing shorts. We're in Queensland, of course, where it is hot at the moment.
It is.
How is it at your place?
Yeah, man, I'm broadcasting from the garage, so it's pretty warm. Very warm.
Yeah. And I'm in my office, which doesn't have any aircon. In fact, it doesn't have any like form of ventilation in this room at all. It was originally a sewing
garage.
room. Yeah, so it's hot. So it's been a while, hasn't it? So we're
Feels
back
like it's been
together.
16 years.
It does feel like that, doesn't it? We've aged so much in that time too.
All these greys.
The last couple of pods I've done, been talking about some games that have come out. I got to do an interview as well with Luke Plant from Ubisoft, who was telling me all about Assassin's Creed Shadows. So that was pretty exciting. Luke, since the last time I saw you, even I got to go to Sydney and play Assassin's Creed Shadows.
How was that? I saw it on the site, but I haven't chatted to you since.
Yeah, mate, it is. It's a really impressive game. Like, it's really cool. Like, is it Ghost of Tsushima? No. Does it have elements from that? Yeah. Is it an Assassin's Creed game? Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? There's been a lot of talk about the different characters in the game as well. So, the African American character that is in the game that has sort of blown up on social media. But I can say after having played
this, is this because African American character in Japan? Is that
in Japan? Yeah. Have you seen the TV show Shogun?
I haven't. I've got it on my backlog. It's one that I've been meaning to watch, but it seems like it's a bit of a, not that it's in like a long slog, but an investment to just get in and sink into it.
Yeah, it is. So I bring that up because Assassin's Creed Shadows kind of reminds me of that. There's a real element that happens in Shogun, which is this white fella who ends up on board, and I think the ship crashes or something. He ends up joining a samurai clan essentially, and that's how that story goes. Very similar story in Assassin's Creed Shadows, but it's a bloke from actual history. Yasuke, I think his name is. Okay. And so I mean, if you like Shogun, I think you like
history to it.
Yeah. So it's really good. Like, and I think the prologue was exceptional. It was a really great story. And then I got to go play a mission, and it's just very Assassin's Creed. It's got that Ubisoft element. That is, if you like Assassin's Creed, if you like Far Cry, those sorts of games, you're gonna really enjoy this. And I love feudal Japan as well. I just love playing in that environment, which is why I'm looking forward to the next installment
it's a setting that everyone's been wanting them to do for a long time, right?
Yeah.
I think if it had come out before Ghost of Tsushima, it probably would have been a different story. But
totally, yeah. And it's probably why they've held off for so long to do it as well. But apparently it's their most requested by fans. So makes a lot of sense that.
Have you
Sorry?
Have you played all the ACs? Like even the recent ones, like Valhalla and that kind of stuff?
Yeah. I've played a lot of them. Most of the recent ones, Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla. Yeah. Okay. What was the most recent one? That slipped my mind.
I thought it was Valhalla. Maybe I missed one. Last one I played was Origins. It was a while ago.
Okay, right, yeah. It's a while back. But I generally jump on all of the Assassin's Creed when they come out. The most recent one, which its name escapes me at the moment, but it was good, and it sort of took Assassin's Creed back to its elements, like back to its original format.
This was the one in the Middle East. Yeah.
Mirage.
Mirage, that's what it was.
Mirage, which was kind of I think it was originally going to be DLC for Valhalla.
Oh, really?
And they turned it into a big game. Yeah, because the character features in both. So, yeah. Well, let's get straight into our first segment of the week. And we're going to play What Have You Been Playing?
Drum roll.
We do need sound effects. This is a brand new, I should say, like, we haven't announced that we're doing this live tonight. We've just gone live. If you're jumping on and you're saying hi, that's fantastic. If you're not, we're not expecting you to. But it is it's great if you can, and keep an eye out for our YouTube lives so you can jump on and ask us anything as well. But
do we know it's working? Have we confirmed we are live?
Yeah. I just checked YouTube then. Like as I was saying, I looked down and it looks like Dan Dowdle might be joining. He says hi. Hi, Dan Dowdle. Dan. That gives me a great opportunity to test this out to see if that works. Hi, says Dan Dowdle.
There you go.
He's Dan watching on YouTube.
First on.
Okay, so what have you been playing, Luke? You start us off.
Fantastic. So I actually was wanting to do one of these at the end of last year with you, purely to talk about Baldurs Gate 3.
Oh my God. How good is that game?
Man, amazing. Absolutely amazing.
That game is phenomenal to the point that, you spend, 100 hours or whatever it is playing through it. And when you're done, you still feel like going around and doing it again.
So I'm not even at that point yet. And it's
right.
So I got it when patch 7 came out and they had that sale on. I thought, look, I'm going to bite the bullet. Finally, it's time to do it. Coming into that kind of time before Christmas, where I thought I was going to have a little bit of time to play it, which I did, which was really good. So got stuck in. I'm still only probably 60, 70 hours in.
Okay,
Man, you feel like you've just scratched the
surface.
I
won't give you any spoilers, even though it's an ancient game now.
No, it is.
What are you up to currently?
So I'm still in Act 2. I'm about at the end of Moonrise. So I'm about to move on to Baldurs Gate proper.
Okay.
So even that first area, man, even in Act 1, I forget, I haven't touched it for probably a month or so, so I forget the name of that first town, but that first map that you're on.
Yeah.
I was there for ages, man, just doing everything, just meeting every character, trying to do all these little side quests, talking to the cows and all this random stuff. You just go down these little tangents of one little thing with, the freedom in that game. I know people have said this to death, but the absolute just freedom to do anything however you want is just crazy. It is crazy.
What type of character are you playing as?
So I didn't roll an original character. So when I played Divinity Original Sin.
Oh, right. Okay,
that they recommended that you play a few of the pre-mades at first so that you got the kind of custom story. So I thought Baldur's Gate was the same. And then after talking to mates afterwards, I think I could have just rolled my own character, but I ended up going Lae'zel, the Gith, because I thought, I'll start with a fighter. I won't go too crazy with not that a wizard is difficult to play, but I thought a fighter is a bit more entry level than, a spellcaster. And then obviously I can have them in the party and get a piece of that anyway. But to get that kind of Gith story, because even in the D&D that I've played, I didn't really know any of the Gith background and, how they, the history with the Mind Flayers, all that kind of stuff. I didn't know any of it. So it was really good to kind of just see that story. So I went with her and then obviously built the party up from there. Pretty much, I've got what's his name? Astarion that's just a beast.
He's so powerful. That's the vampire character, right?
Yeah.
He is so powerful. When I played it, I rolled my own character and I ended up going with a paladin. And awesome. Just so great to play through as a paladin. The thing I loved about it is if you would do something that was unpaladin-like, unlawful, you become a fallen paladin.
Yeah.
And then you have to earn your right back. You have to pay to get back to paladinhood more often than not. But but it's so I just love that element. It was just that because I always loved playing paladins, playing Dungeons and Dragons. So being able to play it on Baldur's Gate is such a cool thing to have. That game, it's still leaps and bounds. And we're going to talk about some other games tonight as well. But when I look at that game and I look at some of the games that are out now and coming out in the near future, it is still leaps and bounds ahead of all of those games.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
the level of detail and the level of choice, and the
The thing I'm
magic.
excited about with
Oh,
that game too is, and you know this having played D&D, right? Is
yeah,
having, now that they've essentially released the game for modders to do whatever they want with it, man, people are going to make the craziest stuff in that game. And I know it's only
yeah,
been, a few months since that stuff's been out, so it's not there yet. I haven't checked on it in the last few months, but people are going to make full-on campaigns. And there's even talk of like you will be able to run a D&D campaign, create your D&D campaign in
wow,
there,
yeah,
and then have your characters join online and
yeah,
run it like a, what do you call, Roll20 kind of
yeah.
virtual D&D campaign in the game of
That,
Baldur's Gate 3. It's wild.
that'd be incredible. And for me, for someone who hasn't had the chance to play Dungeons and Dragons for years now, and I love it, and I haven't had a chance to play. For me to be able to go and play Baldur's Gate, it was like, oh, this is what I've been missing out on, what I miss and what I
For sure.
love
Scratches that itch.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
does. Like it just
One of the
such a
like key things I think I might have even messaged you when it happened, but as a gift, we went into the what was the creche, the gift creche.
oh yeah
Where
yeah
you
yeah
go in there,
with
and
the
then
exile.
and then you end up in
Yeah,
that. I don't know. Obviously, sometimes I talk to people about this game, and I go, "I remember when this happened," and they're like, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
yeah,
I just
right,
never
yeah,
came across that part of the game,
yeah,
like huge things where I'm like, "Oh, remember when that crazy thing happened?" And they're like, "No, never saw that. It's crazy."
yeah,
But anyway, we're going into the. I say we, me and my party, went
yeah,
into
yeah.
the gift creche,
You
and
and
I
your
got
real
into
life friends.
my buddies, and we
Yeah,
got into this chat with the gift queen, and I ended up just going down this conversation path, just having a chat, not even in a battle with her. Had just like gone in this hectic battle that took me like 2 hours. Didn't save it all like a rookie, just full noob, no F5s. And so
mm,
got into the point where I'm in this crazy conversation with the gift queen, and I thought I'd stir her up a little bit and say, like, I'm coming for you. I'm not gonna, do what you want me to do. Boom, insta kill.
yeah.
Just whole party, total party kill. She just
That's right.
don't even get
Yeah,
the chance to react. She just
yeah.
boom, you're all
And
murdered.
so, how
And I was
far back did it send you?
like 3 hours, man. It was just absolutely brutal from
I
not
love
quick
that.
saving. And so now after that, every conversation, every just F5
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
But man,
That
it's so
that
good.
actually happened to me as well. I didn't lose that much because I saved it just before. But
Yeah.
I think there's quite a bit of dialogue leading up to that, so you've got to like
Oh,
go
I was
through
like
all the dialogue
way
again.
out,
So,
like that big battle.
yeah,
Yeah, I was in a point too where I probably should have like healed up before I'd gone into that battle. So I wasn't in a
yeah.
good state going into the battle to start with, and I just managed to scrape through. And so then the fact that I got insta killed in a conversation was just brutal.
I can't believe your PC doesn't give you the chance to like just auto save itself.
Oh, look, now that mods are open, I'm sure there's a mod for that.
Yeah,
I probably should get it.
mate. I've got to say, while we're talking about Baldur's Gate,
Yeah.
I played through on PlayStation 5,
Mm-hmm.
and it gave me the chance to really test out the PlayStation Portal.
Mm-hmm.
And that game on the Portal is so good because I can sit there playing PlayStation on the couch, right? While
Yeah.
Amy, my wife, is watching some ridiculous TV show I'll never have interest in. But she'll be watching it and she'll turn to me and she'll go, I haven't seen you playing video games for a while. And I'm there playing Baldur's Gate on my Portal, oblivious.
What's better than playing Baldur's Gate? Playing Baldur's Gate in bed.
Yeah. That should be a t-shirt. Your story reminds me of another game I've been playing lately too. I've been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Nice. Yeah.
And fantastic game, one of the most in-depth, incredible worlds you'll ever see. I tried playing Kingdom Come Deliverance when it came out and did not get it. I was like, this game is horrid. I hate it.
Just too hard, or what
yeah,
was it?
it was just because it's more of a simulation. Like it's hardcore medieval simulation. A lot of what I didn't like about the first game, they've sort of fixed in the second game. They've made it easier for newcomers to enter. But one thing I don't like about the game, and this is something that that made me think about your save game on Baldur's Gate is you have to drink a potion to save your game, and you don't always have the ingredients and ready, especially at the start where ingredients are hard to come by. So it's not like you can just drink potions left, right, and center. You have to make the potion or buy the potion and get it that way.
Yep.
I would play for hours and then I would get killed by doing something stupid and no potion, and it just sends me straight back to this one spot, and I'd be like, I'm done. I've had enough. I'm out. I can't do this again.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's a fantastic game. I love it and I have so much fun in it, but just that save thing, it drives me insane.
Brutal.
Like it's such a brutal game.
I remember reading about the first one, never played it. I think I've got it on Epic or Steam or something. I acquired it somewhere at some point from one of those free game things, but I've never actually played it. And then everyone's talking about number 2, reckons it's really good. So
yeah, I think if you like Dungeons and Dragons, not that this has got dragons or really dungeons in it, but it's got that medieval fantasy.
And it's like a role playing game, right?
Medieval. Yeah, it's got role playing. It's exceptional. And the story is really solid too. Especially like, I don't want to talk about it too much because it's, there's spoilers and everything, but I think, if you're into that, definitely go get Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I think it'd be up your alley for sure.
Yeah, okay. I might have to have a look at it. Just before we finish on Baldur's Gate, the other thing that I just remembered, just on the how it doesn't mess around, that game with Gale. I don't know if you remember, but when you're corrupted by that magic, Gale, your wizard, and at one point the game gives you the ability for him to essentially suicide. I saved
just before that too. Yeah.
And I was just in the middle of a battle and this item was in my inventory and not realizing that they'd put the giant suicide bomb in my inventory as a spell. So I was like, I'll cast this new ability. I must have got this new skill. Murdered everyone.
Yeah. There's another bit like that I'm not sure if you're up to yet or not. And that's why I don't want to say anything about it, but it involves mind flayers.
Okay. I'm excited.
And
I gotta get back into it. I've been too busy, so I haven't played it for probably 4 or 6 weeks, but gotta get back into it.
Get back into it. It's so good.
Great game. Thumbs up.
So good. Yeah. All thumbs, all 9 of them. So the other game I've been playing lately, and this is one that I think you're going to get into if you can get time away from Baldur's Gate and family, is a game called Avowed. And a lot of people are talking about this at the moment. Really solid game. I want to call it an RPG. It's RPG light. And it's funny because
it's only RPG light when you compare it to things like Baldur's Gate.
Exactly, right?
Compared to things like, I don't know, that game, I haven't played it like you have, but from what I've watched, it takes me and gives me very Skyrim vibes.
Oh, mate, I gave it an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And it wasn't until afterwards that I realized that there were bits of it I really didn't like at all.
Yeah, okay.
Right. And I didn't know until after the fact, which is kind of weird because I've thoroughly enjoyed my time with the game. And then it was later on that I saw a video on YouTube where they compared Oblivion to Avowed. Now, Oblivion is a 19-year-old game or something.
Yeah.
And it just had things like in Avowed when you're swinging your sword at cups on a table, it just goes through the cups. But in Oblivion, it would knock the cups and they'd fly everywhere. There's all these other physics. No physics.
Wow.
You can be in a battle in the middle of town. The guards won't do anything or help you.
Yeah, right.
There's lots of things that just constantly come up where it's just like, this game sucks. But you know what? It doesn't, because it's just a different type of game. I probably liken it more. It's funny. I've said Skyrim light all through my review, but I actually think it's more medieval Borderlands, fantasy Borderlands. It's got that, it's that level of RPG where it's, you're leveling up and you're doing these sorts of things and there's loot boxes, although the loot isn't great. But it is a good game. I think
comparison.
Yeah. Hey?
That's an interesting comparison. That's not, just from watching it,
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was things like loot boxes and that kind of stuff. I thought it was more kind of hardcore RPG, but yeah, it's a bit more casual.
I mean, the loot boxes are chests, so you're opening chests and
of
it's
course
got like things inside it, but it's not like you're not getting like crazy guns and stuff like in Borderlands. But
no, of course,
it's a strange comparison, but I think it's just more of that level of RPG as opposed to something like Skyrim, and Oblivion and games like that we've held, in good stead for years. I don't think Avowed's going to be held in the same way. But at the moment, while nothing else is out, highly recommend. Great game, great fun, good. It's like it's Skyrim arcade almost. Like
just always good when it's on Game Pass too, right?
That's the great thing, right? Like it's day one release on Game Pass and so just good. Really, it's a really solid game. The other one I've been playing, and I got back into this recently, is Far Cry New Dawn, which was the spin-off to Far Cry 5, I want to say. That was the one with the cult.
The chick on the cover, hey?
Yeah, it's got the two chicks, the twins.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we'd had an update recently to change it to 60 frames a second, and I was like, I'll just load it. I wanted something to play on the Portal more than anything. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'll check this out.
You've been hitting the Portal pretty hard, eh?
Oh, man, I love the Portal. The Portal, initially I just didn't get why I would even want the Portal. Mm-hmm. And now I'm like, oh, man, this thing I think it's one of the great achievements of this console generation.
Yeah, wow. And
it's a dual sense with an iPad in between, like cut in half and an iPad chucked in between.
But have you used it off your home network? Like, what's it like?
Nah, I haven't. Nah, only on. And the other thing that is annoying about it is the cloud-based gaming isn't available in Australia yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but they have launched it overseas, and so it should come soon, hopefully. So that'd be good once that's done. But yeah, I mean, Far Cry New Dawn was probably one of my least favorite Far Cry games when it came out. But I've just been giving it a little bit of a hit here and there, and it's actually not too bad. Good. It's a popcorn game.
Yeah.
Snackable content.
Far Cry games are like that, right? Like they just drop in, have a bit of fun. Don't take it too serious.
Play some stuff up.
Oh, now you're talking my sort of game, says Dan.
Oh, yeah. What, Far Cry?
Must be.
Oh, nice. Yep. Look,
What's your favorite Far Cry game?
Mine? Yeah, okay. Mine is Far Cry. We had this discussion at work the other day. I said either 3 or 5.
Yeah, mine would be 3.
Yeah, 3. The antagonist in that game is insane. Like,
vast.
Literally. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and he was great. He was brilliant. You know what? I do have a soft spot for 6. A lot of people don't share my opinion on that, but I really liked 6. But 5, I think, the cult.
6 is the Cuba one, right?
With Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah.
He was in it. But yeah, Gus from Breaking Bad.
I think 3 set up the style of game that all of them have just refined and copied and refined.
Yeah, because prior to that, Far Cry was just a shooter, really.
Just a shooter, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A shooter that I remember that first one, it was a beast to run. I remember.
Well, it was a graphic showcase, really. Yeah. Like it was just there as to show you what
CryEngine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember 3. Oh man, like I did the story, but I spent so much time just like hunting tigers and shit in that game, just getting skins.
Did you ever play Far Cry Primal?
A little bit, yeah, but not much. Yeah. Not much. I played it.
It was great. That was underrated, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably because they're easy to play, says Dan. Yeah. That's probably about right. I'd like that. But that's what we're saying, like snackable content. Like it's just jump on because you've got enough problems in the world. I just want to jump on and play a video game. That's what I get from Far Cry, and I get what I want every time I get one. Like I just
do a few missions.
Open that cereal box and dive right in because it's so good. All right, let's move on. It's what are you watching?
You can go first this one.
Okay. Well, just this last week, actually, Reacher Season 3 dropped on Amazon Prime. Are you a fan of the Reacher books?
No, so I'm not. I tried to get into the movies,
The Tom Cruise
the
movies.
Tom Cruise ones, and
Yeah,
I didn't get into it. I'm a big Mission Impossible fan, and then I watched those and never got into it. Like my brother really liked it, I think, from
yeah.
memory, but he's a
It's
big
funny
book
because
guy.
when people talk about Reacher and they talk about Tom Cruise, it's generally the size of Tom Cruise compared to Reacher in the books.
Yeah, yeah,
But the reality is those two movies, yeah, they got so many people into Reacher. I think.
yeah. Okay.
Reacher was already one of the best-selling books of all time. Like
Yeah.
those novels. He's done like 25 novels or something. I'm up to Blue Moon at the moment. That's the one I'm reading.
Okay. So you're a book guy.
Yeah, I am a book guy. I love it. I just it's my escape. It's my home away from home is reading Reacher. So to see this Alan Richardson bring it to life on the screen, he is Reacher to a T. He is
Yeah. Okay.
magnificent. And now they're adapting in season 3 one of my favorite books, which is the book Persuader, where Reacher goes undercover at this mansion by the ocean. And there's a guy in the book called Paulie who's bigger than Reacher and gives Reacher a hard time. So up until that point, no one can beat Reacher. He wins at everything, and yeah.
Is each season a book, or how does it work?
Yeah, each season's a book. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Dan says Reacher. Now you're talking my type of TV show. Good stuff.
All right.
It is.
Because it's been on my list for a while, and I've
Yeah.
whenever I'm on a Prime, I'm like, oh, I got to watch that. And
So the first season is The Killing
so many
Floor.
people have told me it's good.
Yeah. Oh, mate. The first season is The Killing Floor, and it's a real, it's a murder mystery. It's great. Reacher arrives at this. Every book is Reacher arrives at this small town and gets into trouble, and then gets out of trouble. It's the littlest hobo with fists.
But isn't the whole premise that he's like
he's an ex-army MP,
Oh,
so he's
yeah.
ex-military police, and so,
Right.
but he was the best of the best. Like he's,
Okay.
yeah,
That's why he's
he-
jacked. I thought he was like a
yeah.
kind of what's the guy from the Tom Clancy books?
Jack Ryan.
Yes, I thought he was like a
Yeah.
Jack Ryan kind of character.
Yeah,
And for some reason, he's just super jacked up. But okay.
which is also a great show.
Yeah, see, I haven't watched the show. I love the movies.
Yeah.
Like those old movies, I used to watch them all the time.
With Harrison Ford,
The Harrison
like
Ford one's
Clear
the
and
best.
Present Danger,
The
and
Ben
and
Affleck
all
one
that.
was a bit meh, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they were great.
And the other one to watch, which is also based on books, is the Alex Cross show called Cross. Have you seen that?
No, what's that one on?
Yeah, so the Alex Cross novels.
No.
They're James Patterson, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they've put out the first season of that called Cross, and it's just about this this detective Alex Cross, who was Morgan Freeman in, I think, Kiss the Girls or Long Came a Spider or one of those movies that came out. Yeah,
okay.
so they're also in that similar vein of novels turned into show that seems to be Amazon Prime's flavor at the moment. Trouble always seems to find him. It sure does, Dan. Reacher.
All right. So have you
it.
finished season 3?
I've watched the first 3 episodes, and they've dropped, and so far, pretty book accurate. There's a few things in it, like his offside of his mate Neely. She's an exceptional character. Apparently, they're doing a spin-off TV show of hers for her character as well. She's not in this book, but they've managed to put her in the show, and it doesn't stand out. Like,
Okay.
Sometimes
works.
they make those changes and it doesn't work, but this works. And I think it's really accurate. And the fight scenes, I saw an interview during the week where Alan Richardson, the guy who plays Jack Reacher, he was saying that he really wasn't happy with the fight scenes from season 2 and just wanted to really up the game on them. And so far they're exceptional. So really worth checking out. Season 3 of Reacher, but work your way through, watch them all. They're worth it.
Yeah, I'll have to do it. It's definitely been on my radar. There's too much to watch, man. And the thing that drives me crazy now, look, I like it in some regards, is we're going back to this week by week thing.
Mate,
Like-
and do you know why they do that though?
Because they don't want me to cancel the subscription after I binge all.
That's
10
one
episodes.
reason, right? So the one reason is because they don't want you to cancel the streaming service. The other reason is back when free-to-air television was a thing, and we were all watching, well, even HBO and things like that, like Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones is a really good example of this. Back in those days, we would all stand around the water cooler. Back in those days, 6 years ago, we'd all stand around the water cooler at work the next day. Yeah. And we would talk about last night's episode, right? And everyone would be so enthralled in what happened last night and what is going to happen next week. Yep. Now we've moved to like Netflix and streaming services like that have moved us into a position where we're going, let's talk about last night's season.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And then we don't talk about it for another year or 2 years until the next one comes out. And
no,
so
I know.
Everyone, so when it's week to week, you're really bringing in new people with that word of mouth
and everyone discussing it. Look,
yeah,
I know there's goods and bads, right? There's pros and cons to it, definitely. Like there's certain shows that I want to sit down and watch half a season in a night, and then there's some that I like to discuss, like the one we're going to discuss next on my list.
Okay,
that you want to discuss week to week and try and. Oh, what do you think? You know, like
what's happening? What's happening?
You know, and
can I guess? guess?
You're going to get it easily. I know. I'm sure you will.
Now that you've started to talk like that, I'm going to say, is it Severance?
100%.
Yay!
That show is doing my head in like a good way and a bad way at the moment.
Are you on season 2 or season 1?
Yeah, season 2. So 5 episodes in. So we had episode 5 on the weekend. Yeah. But
I'm still on season 1. I've been waiting to binge.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, you can see. There you go. You're going to wait to binge. Yeah. So, and we have this problem with our D&D group where half the group likes to just wait and binge, and half the group likes to watch week to week. So we can't talk about fucking anything because half the group don't want to know, and half the group are like, oh, I just want to talk about it. I need to change D&D groups to a group of only the people that watch week to week.
Only people who watch weekly. So what are you thinking of it though? Like, is it great?
I love it. I think after the first season, I really liked it, especially the climax at the end of season 1, which you'll get to. Yeah, was really good, super strong, lots of questions.
Oh, so I've finished season 1.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I'm ready for season 2. Yeah.
Obviously, end of season 1. You know, like what's going to happen now? And season 2 picks up.
Keep in mind, I finished season 1 2 years ago.
Yeah,
it's been like a long break.
So IGN has a really good 20-minute recap, which I watched before season 2. I actually then went back and watched the last episode again anyway because I just wanted to fully get in the zone. Yeah. But so I would recommend watch a recap. There's a few of them, but it picks up exactly where it left off. The only thing I'm worried about with this show, and I was talking to a mate at work about this today, is that I'm worried it's going to be like Lost in just questions
and a little bit of an answer every now and again. It isn't an answer. Why is there a polar bear on the island?
And they're drip feeding answers at the moment, like half a drip and little bits of information, but so many more questions, and it's like stop.
I feel like so many questions were already answered in season 1 though, but then it ended with that.
Well, what's going on with the goats, man? That's what I want to know. What's happening with these goats? What are they doing? Are they milking them? Who knows? Are we on
YouTube or OnlyFans? What's going on with these goats?
Milk those goats.
So if you were talking to someone who hasn't seen one episode yet, how would you describe the show?
I would describe it as it's not a science fiction show, but it's a mystery show about employees that go to work at a business where their personality is split between their work persona and their home persona, and those two do not know each other exist. They're two completely different people living in the same body, working at a company with a lot of strange things going on. It would be
so funny. It's such a perfect explanation, right? But if I was told that, I'd be like, I don't know if I'm into that. Yeah. And so many people who aren't into that are into this show. And that's what I find so fascinating about it.
Yeah, it's actually, no, you're right. It's surprising how popular it is considering the because I think a lot of people, like my partner, Jasmine, she walked in and was like, "What is this show? This is weird." It's bizarre, but I think it hooks you. Once it hooks you, and you're like, you're invested in the characters are good, but also like you're invested in like what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, you know what I love too, like all the shows on Apple, because it's on Apple, right? Yeah. All the shows on Apple, they deal in quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Like you've got Netflix doing the opposite, which is quantity. Bang, bang, new one every week. And Apple's like new one every couple of months, and it's going to be an absolute banger.
And exactly like you said, 2 years between seasons.
Yeah.
It's only Apple and HBO that do that.
Too long though. I think it's too long.
Ready.
Yeah,
it is too long. But if you want to get the quality, sometimes you have to wait. I think part of the issue there was with season 2 was the writer's strike, from memory.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And the other one to watch on Apple is Silo. If you haven't seen that, that's a amazing sci-fi.
Yeah, I've had friends from work
dystopian future.
Do that one next. Yeah,
that's on my definitely list as well. Yeah, and if you like those Mission Impossible
films,
on
a book, okay?
Yeah, fantastic show. Really, really good. I'm only on season 2 at the moment, but it is incredible. Really, really strong show.
Start Severance season 2. We need to have our weekly chats.
Yeah, I will. I'll start this week. All right.
The other thing that I watched, I don't know if we've got more time.
Yeah, of course we've got time. We've got all night.
Cat 4.
Oh, of course. You mean Falcon?
Yes. Falcon 1.
Falcon 1. Tell me about. Look, I haven't seen it. And should we say spoilers? Spoiler alert.
No,
for anyone who hasn't seen it,
because you haven't seen it, so I don't want to do spoilers. But look, it was good. I think it's definitely not the strongest of the MCU, but it's I think firmly somewhere in the middle, maybe to the bottom of the middle. Some cool fights. I don't think it's anything that look, the Cap movies. I have a really soft spot for the Cap movies. So in my top 3 MCU movies, somewhere in that top 3, I'd have to have a proper think about the order of that 3.
Yeah.
But somewhere in that top 3 is Winter Soldier. I love that movie. It's like one of the best Marvel movies ever.
Yeah.
Just changed heaps of stuff in the whole MCU.
That's my top. That's my top.
It's your top?
Sure.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, because most people say like, there's a lot of strong movies, right?
Yeah.
I think Endgame's up there. I think the first Avengers is up there.
I actually think Infinity War was better than Endgame.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's that scene. I think actually, I'm trying to think of where the scene is now. I think is it in Endgame or is it in
Infinity War? Is the Empire Strikes Back of the series, right? Where they get and they have to come back. But
Infinity War is just so like, and then Endgame turns into a time travel comedy romp.
Yeah,
and it's like
I love it.
And it doesn't come good until the end with the final battles.
The final battle of the time travel romp. I'm all for it. Love it. Anyway, but
there's two things, right? Like there's Captain America, Winter Soldier. Then there's the scene, that one scene that kills everything else the MCU's ever done, where they're in the underground train station and Cap appears. Mm-hmm. Remember where they're fighting the aliens? And oh my God, and then it's Cap. And you go, oh, he's got a beard and everything. And he's looking so handsome. And you just go, oh my God, it's Cap. That moment. I think that's the greatest moment in MCU history.
No, you're wrong. It's definitely Cap at the end, and then he hears "On Your Left." And
on your left, that's true. That is also very good. Yeah,
we could debate this all night. But anyway, soft spot for the Cap movies. Civil War, loved it. Also great. Even the first one, I like it. Just it's essentially just a World War II film with superheroes. But this one, I think it struggles with. He's taken over this mantle, but there's no. It doesn't seem like a Cap movie, if that makes sense. When you look at those other 4, even though Civil War is technically not a Cap movie, it's an Avengers light movie, but they have a real focus on Steve Rogers, and there's just, I don't know, there's a vibe to him, right? And I don't think this has that with him yet. I think it'll get there, but I thought the show didn't have it either. The show, I thought it just.
So my theory on that is they did it in the comics, right? They Falcon became Cap in the comics, but they had years and years and decades of Captain America stories leading up to that moment.
Yeah.
And it's like we got 4 movies, and then suddenly we got a new Cap who's not Cap, and it's like, well, that doesn't seem like it just seems rushed.
4 movies, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but Falcon had only been around for 2 of them, I think.
Yeah. Like he only came in was that in Winter Soldier? That was the on your left?
I think, like, dropped in Winter Soldier a little bit, but then Civil War, he kind of is actually Falcon. But, so he's even been around for even less time, whereas Sam Wilson had been around in the comics for, like you say, decades.
Decades. Yeah. And so he earned it. Like, and that's the thing. He hasn't earned it in, like, he's done great stuff, no doubt about it. You're a hero, great. Are you Cap? No.
Yeah, I don't know. So it just didn't hit those high points of the MCU for me. But I think, and this will probably lead right into your next segment, which I saw you tease before. I think that this to me, without spoilers, was Marvel going, we need to tie up all these loose ends. This thing with the Celestial, there's some stuff from previous movies that I won't mention, but it's essentially them cleaning the table, getting ready for FF next in July. Yeah. Because once Fantastic Four comes out, I think that's going to be the game changer.
You think that's the reboot point?
That's the reboot point. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the new phase. Not that the new phase, I don't think it officially starts there. Actually, it might. But I think that's the Fantastic Four is the beginning of the next.
Yeah,
next part,
yeah. Which the trailer looks incredible.
Amazing. I can't wait.
Like, how good does the Thing look?
Yeah. So good.
Sue Storm, she's amazing.
Set in the 60s. The atmosphere, the like, just style looks really cool.
Yeah, it's just really cool. It looks amazing. I'm also actually looking forward to Thunderbolts.
For sure. I've been trying to stay away from trailers. I feel like they're throwing too many trailers at us for that one. But I try to watch just one trailer of these movies now, just the first teaser, get a vibe, and then try and go dark. But Thunderbolts...
You know what? I don't think the teaser did Thunderbolts justice. I think if you watch the latest trailer, you'll get a better vibe. Definitely.
All right. Well, I guess I'm watching that after this.
Yeah, watch it because it's worth it. And I'm really looking forward to it. I think that good group. It's like Marvel's Suicide Squad.
Yeah. I think... I don't know.
James Gunn one, not the other one.
I'm keen to see where things go. Like, look, not that I've written the MCU off, but, like a lot of people, been not as excited about some of the movies lately. And I think...
Oh, my God. Go, but I just realized there's something we need to talk about that we haven't talked about.
Oh, okay.
We have not talked about this thing.
Well, yeah, I'm really excited for it to get good again. I just can't wait. I'm really excited.
You ready for me to drop the thing that we haven't talked about that we should definitely be talking about?
Drop it like it's hot. Let's go.
What do you think it is?
Oh, it's definitely Superman. What am I even
thinking? It's the Superman teaser.
How did I not even think of that?
Oh, my God.
Doc Superman Darko. How have we not spoken about this?
Oh, my God.
Have you watched it like 50 times? I'm sure you must have.
Out of the billions of people that have watched it, I'm at least 500 million of them.
How was it seeing Crypto on the...
I shed a tear. I'm, you know me, I'm the biggest Superman fan. And I just, and I love Crypto. Crypto is my kryptonite. Yep. I've always loved Crypto, and I've always wanted a white dog that I can name Crypto. It's been my thing. So even seeing him as some weird little terrier, I still loved it. Yeah. But oh my God, how that scene hits so hard. Bang, home.
It looks good. It's home. I'm going against my rule here, and I'm actually excited to see more because that was actually like a proper teaser and didn't give away the whole story. Yeah. It really did just tease, And see, I guess I'm not.
A color palette.
Yeah, color palette was there. I don't follow this stuff as closely as I used to, so I didn't
Yeah.
realize Metamorpho was in it, and I saw
Oh,
Metamorpho in the
yeah.
trailer.
Yeah.
What? And then seeing,
Mr. Terrific.
oh no, Guy Gardner. Who's playing Guy Gardner?
Oh, my God. Nathan Fillion is
Nathan
Guy
Fillion as Guy
Gardner.
Gardner. Oh man,
How good is
with the
that?
bowl cut and everything.
Oh, with everything. And just like, it's so funny because if you're on the internet much, everyone's hating on him and the bowl
really?
cut. And yeah, but the thing is,
Justice League International. That's it. That's
it's
That's
spot
exactly
on.
how he looked like. Yeah.
Yeah, but also like you're meant to hate on Guy Gardner. He's not a likable character.
Yep.
How he ever got a Green Lantern ring makes no sense. But
Yeah. He's a prick in those comics.
He's a total prick.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I think that's awesome. Like it's.
So when is that? Is that July too?
Yeah, it's in July. Yeah.
So July we've got FF and a Superman movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
How insane.
Wow.
I was saying this to someone the other day, like, because everyone just constantly shits on superheroes at the moment. But I don't know if they remember a time like I do where we didn't get any superhero movies. Yeah. We got every now and then we got a Joel Schumacher Batman movie. And
with nips.
With nips and back credit cards and things like that. Like when they start like crapping on the movies that are coming out now, you go, we've had it much worse.
Yeah.
Like these are actually not that bad. Yeah. No, we're getting a new Daredevil show. We're getting like all these things are coming out and you go, when I was a kid, I dreamed of having a Star Wars TV show. It was the thing I was like, we had that Christmas special. The holiday special, but we never had.
You did, Doc. I wasn't born when the Christmas special, the holiday special.
But we would dream of having a Star Wars TV show, and then
I remember going through the video store one day. Before you just had access to limitless information, and just walking past the shelf and realizing that there was another movie with Ewoks in it.
The Caravan of Courage.
Yeah. And just it blew my mind because all I did was watch Star Wars 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Just wore out the VHS at home. And then just one day walking through an aisle in the video store, I was like, there's more? What the hell?
I was thinking about this the other day. The fact that we have so much content now. There's so much content available and being made and coming out. And when I was a kid, we had like 4 movies that we watched on repeat. Because, we taped them off TV on our VHSs. And I reckon I had like Ghostbusters, Highlander, Princess Bride, and maybe Time Bandits.
Oh, Time Bandits.
Would have been the other one.
Classic.
Which brings me to the point that please avoid the series that has been released. It is god-awful.
Yeah. I read a review after even just, I think it was the first episode, and it was not good. So I haven't watched it.
It's horrid. It is horrid.
I went back and watched the movie a couple of years ago. Oh, I forgot how good the thing is, man. It's amazing.
So if you're watching from another country, we have this channel in Australia called SBS World Movies. And they had Time Bandits on around the same time that the show came, just before the show got released, I think.
Yeah.
And they showed Time Bandits, and I sat down and watched it, and I just forgot how much I love that movie. It's just so when Sean Connery rocks up in it, you go, "Oh my god, I forgot Sean Connery was in this." Like so many stars.
So that movie is also great. It is great, and do you know what? Because director of that, Terry Gilliam from Monty Python.
Yeah.
His other movie that is like amazing that I try to watch every like 2 or 3 years, Brazil. Have you watched Brazil?
Oh, it's incredible.
So good.
It's one of the greatest pieces of cinema ever created.
Amazing. Just, Anyway.
Yeah.
Could get sidetracked there. But what else was I going to say? What were we just talking about?
We got sidetracked. I forget.
Anyway.
Shows coming out. You were talking about Captain America to start with.
Good.
Yeah.
Not as good as some of the other stuff, but I think it's, like I said, wrapping up some loose ends, getting ready for the next stuff, which I'm pretty excited about. But hey, at the end of the day, Hulk smash, always good to watch.
Yeah.
Especially
how's Harrison Ford in it? Because that guy is not getting any younger.
No, he's looking the age, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I
I noticed it with that last
Baldurs
Indiana
Gate,
Jones movie. He was just like, you are
when you're
like
over
just,
80, man.
Yeah. Oh man, the
not a
fact that
young
he's still doing what he's doing, like
for sure.
Yeah.
It's Harrison. There's points where you're just like, yeah, it's Harrison Ford. I'll watch him eat cereal. But I guess at some point, Thunderbolt Ross, I don't have a huge connection to, but in Dial of Destiny, I was like, a lot of people ripped on the scene at the start where they de-aged him. I love that scene because I thought the de-aging was great. And I was like, I would watch so much more young Indiana Jones movies. I just love it.
So I watched it at the cinema. It was just one of those rare times I actually went to the movies for once. And I thought it looked amazing on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched it again on Disney and I was like, oh, that doesn't look as good as I thought it did on the big screen.
Okay. Interesting.
But,
because you know how they did that? They fed in everything of Harrison Ford that Disney has in the archives.
Yeah, not Indiana Jones. It was everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and they down-aged him by essentially feeding an AI model on all of his previous acting repertoire. Wild.
So one of the best ones I've seen. And then especially when you compare it to the Luke Skywalker from The Mandalorian, which I thought looked rubbish.
Yeah.
But it's still an amazing scene.
I was going to say, and great scene.
Made up for it. Yeah.
And look, the technology is getting better all the time. It's amazing how even just, what was that, probably a year or two difference between that Luke scene and Indiana Jones. Probably not that long, really, when you think of delay of it coming out. I reckon if they did it again next year with all the crazy AI stuff happening, it'd be even better,
have you played the Indiana Jones game?
I have.
It's incredible.
Amazing.
That guy does an amazing, it's an impersonation of Indiana Jones.
Troy Baker.
More than a reenactment of Harrison Ford. He's doing Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he does it so well. That game is incredible.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I'm still early on. I need to dedicate some time to it. But just, man, you're in that world. It's so cool. And just to start
I was playing it going, why weren't the last few movies like this?
To start the game in the jungle, going to get that relic with the ball.
And it's basically, that's your tutorial. That's you learning to use to play the game.
And it's that scene. You get to play that scene first.
You're playing the most familiar scene in movie history. And that's why it's teaching you to.
Yeah, you're essentially playing the credits to Raiders.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It is absolutely brilliant.
So good.
I love that game so much. All right, so let's finish up with what's coming out, and we can say what we're excited for in video games at least. Mm-hmm. I'll do a list of some of the games coming out soon, and we can go yay or nay. Assassin's Creed Shadows is coming out on March 20.
No.
Nay? I'm a yay for that. I've played it, so
I'm pretty
keen on it. Split Fiction's the next one to come out, March 6.
Split Fiction? I haven't even seen that one.
Oh, really? They showed a trailer for it at the Game Awards. It's basically a two-player game. You're playing, one player is playing in a science fiction world, the other player is playing in a fantasy world, and it crosses over.
Wow.
It was split screen. Really, from the makers of It Takes Two, I think.
Loved It Takes Two.
Incredible. Like really, really smart and different to everything else. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is out now. That just got released. You played the Like a Dragon games?
No. Is that are they the Yakuza games? Is that?
Yeah, that's what Yakuza. So Yakuza, I think it was initially called that back in the day, and now they're called Like a Dragon. I don't know the real reason behind that, but I do remember playing Yakuza back in on the early PlayStation.
Yeah, I think I might have played one of those on PS3, mate. Yeah,
super popular now. Monster Hunter Wilds. Did you play those?
Is this the kind of MMO one, the online one? I think my brother-in-law was saying he's waiting for this. They're going to get into it.
Yeah, so they've been doing beta play of it for the last few weeks.
Okay.
In fact, they were going to launch it on the week that PlayStation Network went down. And so that was the first week of Monster Hunter beta play. So, yeah, so it gets officially released on the 28th.
Okay, 28th of March. Or
28th of Feb. Yeah, a couple of days. This one I've seen good things about. It's Atom Fall. It's coming out March 27. No. So are you familiar with Rebellion games?
I have seen... What have I seen from Rebellion games?
They brought some of the 2000 AD games to life. 2000 AD comics. So they did a Judge Dredd game back in the day.
Okay.
And a Rogue Trooper game and a few others. This is Fallout. This is Fallout London, essentially.
Ooh, okay.
So it looks really cool. Yeah. This one might have your fancy. Doom: The Dark Ages is coming out on the 13th of May.
Yes. How's
the music in that trailer?
Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal are just...
Yeah. Chef's kiss.
So good, man. So good. So yeah, great. I'm going to play the hell out of that. I actually just thought the other day that I'm going to reinstall Doom Eternal and get some more gore in me before that one comes out. But I like the idea. They haven't tried to continue it. Go back, do prequel, get weird with the weapons.
And I usually hate prequels, but I'm so keen for this.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait. And big, like, not mech stuff, but big, crazy kind of. Yeah. I love it.
So great.
Those games are just, absolutely kill it. They're so good.
So the last one on the list I've left there for you, which I think this is something you'll definitely be into. I could be wrong, but I feel like this is something that you are in major anticipation for.
Hit me.
Dune Awakening.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I've seen just that trailer. I know I think there's been some more gameplay stuff come out, which I probably haven't seen. But that first trailer, man, if they can pull off that in game,
yeah,
I'm gonna play the hell out of this for sure.
Do you remember playing the strategy game when it came out?
No, so I didn't play the strategy game. I didn't play it. Everyone, because I got into my first big RTS was Command and Conquer.
Oh yeah.
So, but I never played the Dune 2 RTS that everyone kind of raves as being like the first proper RTS.
Yeah, it was when back in the day we'd be playing Command and Conquer Red Alert, Warcraft, Warcraft 2, StarCraft, all at my mate Lee's place. We'd be doing LAN parties.
Yeah.
Best days of my life. But Dune was one of the ones that we were playing at that time, I reckon, and it was incredible. It was really cool.
So
mining for spice.
Yeah. Oh, look, everyone said it was great. So, because I never read the books till later, but what I did play, we can maybe even test out your.
You want to try out the screen share?
Screen sharing here.
Let me know when you're ready, and I'll swap over to your screen.
Throw to my left screen, I think.
Okay. Here we go. This is working well. This is good.
Oh no, that's not it. That's my.
That's your other screen. That's you.
Let me stop sharing that one and share the right one, like a rookie.
While you're doing that, I'll just quickly show everyone the website that they should be going to. It's DokiDarko.com, and this week's episode brought to you by DokiDarko.com, where you can go along and read lots of gaming things. I'd like to point out that this guy here shared my story during the week.
Did he?
Yeah.
I'd like to point out how you just seamlessly slip into ad voice. Just
It's a profession. All right, you ready? Here we go. Dune video game.
This I played on our, I guess it would have been a 286 or something, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It was early days, Windows 95, I think, and it was a Dune role-playing game.
Oh my God, I remember this.
You remember this? Yes.
Yes.
amazing. I got
Oh my God. Showing on the
barely
screenshot.
out of the palace, but I loved it. I used to play the
Yeah.
beginning of this game all the time.
I feel like
It
games were
was
so much harder back then.
so much harder, dude.
Yeah.
And it didn't. I think I've got this on CD somewhere in here in the garage.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's some other screenshots. Where can we go? If we go,
I missed a comment from Dan earlier too. Not only did we tape movies on TV, we taped them from the selection on SES8. We did, Dan. SES8 was the local channel in Mount Gambier, with Cartoon Connection, hosted by Dean Aslan.
wow,
and prior to that, it was Caroline Kennedy.
You remembered, hey? You got it all.
Oh mate, I'll never forget.
Here we go. Look at this.
Look at this.
Impeccable 1992.
Look at
graphics.
that.
Look at that. Who
There's old mate.
needs 4K, all these NVIDIA rubbish graphics cards?
That's old mate from Twin Peaks.
This is what you want.
Kyle MacLachlan.
Cutting edge.
Look at that.
But yeah, I remember
That's
this.
a bit gruesome for back then, eh?
Yeah,
that was a great game.
But I think it was actually, I don't know if it was official or not, but it's a tie-in to the movie.
Oh, right. Well, it makes sense because all those characters look like the movie characters.
Based on the movie characters, exactly. Yeah, I never realized it was like a proper tie-in, but
I didn't see Sting there at all, though.
No Fade Rather. I'm sure he's in there somewhere. I didn't get that far in the game; it was too hard.
Such a good game. Well, that was awesome, man. Thank you so much for joining me for the chat tonight.
Anytime.
It's the Multiplay podcast, of course. We got through an hour tonight. It's insane. Thanks to Dan, who's been watching along with us tonight, our one fan tonight. Of course, you can catch up on all the latest via the podcast on iHeartRadio and other podcasting platforms as well. So I'll catch up with you. Maybe we'll try to do this in another week or so. What do you reckon?
Sounds good, man. Let's keep it up.
The next step I think we need to work towards is actually playing a game while we're chatting.
Ooh, very good. June 1992.
June 1992. I love it. Let's do it. Thanks for watching, and remember, of course, to like and subscribe on the platform that you're watching on, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.